it's me, Tasha. This is my little series, 29 and Baking. This is episode 4. I am learning to bake one recipe at a time. Sometimes I fail, sometimes I don't. And I'm a gal with a plan today. I have everything measured out and ready to go. You'll soon find out why, but there will be some new members of our baking family today. I just need to say right off the bat, reason for that is I have awesome friends. That's all. That's the only reason. So I'm really excited to use some of my new little doodads today. I can't believe I just said doodads, but that was the first word that came to my mind just then. I'm making a sheet cake, and it's going to be marble, which is my favorite cake, with homemade buttercream frosting. Never done any of this before, and never used anything like this before. I'm really looking forward to it. I have everything ready to go, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. Let's see what we've got here. First step is to preheat. It's at 350 right now, and prepare my pan, which is sitting behind you over there. I just rubbed it. I just lined the inside of the pan with butter, and then I put flour on top of it. It seems to work for me. I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do or not, but that's what I've done, and it always turns out great, literally. Next, I went ahead and melted some chocolate, and you're just supposed to melt it and set it aside. So this is 1 ounce of semi-sweet chocolate, specified in the recipe to use good quality semi-sweet chocolate. I hope semi-sweet chocolate chips from Aldi count. So that's melted, and it's supposed to cool a little bit. I'm a little nervous. I feel like it's gonna harden again, but I'm just gonna let that pan out how it's gonna pan out. I need to take my flour, and I need to mix in some baking powder, 1 teaspoon, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. That just needs to be mixed. That's mixed, and I need to set that aside, so I'm going to put it below you. So this part I'm really excited about. I'm supposed to beat the butter and sugar with a mixer together until they are fluffy, and I've never done this before. I'm really excited to see it change from just butter and sugar to that fluffy, light, airy texture. So I have 2 sticks of butter in here, which is 1 cup, so they're 1/2 cup each. I've never even put this together or turned it on or anything, so bear with me.
Attach my beaters. Should have done that already. How do may I please insert these? Open sesame. You just, no, that's not right. No. It's gonna be this. Oh, it comes off. That's interesting. Insert bowl. This is confusing. Reattach head. Okay.
Butter and sugar. This is 1.5 cups of sugar in a jar. Put that in. And I meant to beat this on medium speed for 2 minutes until light and fluffy. You're supposed to scrape down occasionally too. I hope you can hear me over this. Setting a timer for 2 minutes because I will completely forget how much time has passed. So I have something to confess. Since my last episode, something happened. I turned 30. So the name of the series is officially, it's already obsolete, but I'm keeping it because it means that I get to stay 29 forever. So hope you guys don't mind me being abroad from here on out. I'm actually 30 in baking, but I'm still calling it 29 in baking. I'm really excited to be 30 though. I was really oddly looking forward to it. And yeah, it's good. good. A couple years ago, I was not so keen on the idea of turning 30 just because it seemed like such a big deal and like I should be an adult. I didn't feel like I had anything figured out. Like I was even close to the idea of, you know, what a 30-year-old seems like. And I still don't feel that way 100%, but I feel more ready than I did to accept more mature values in my life, and I can appreciate them much more than I could just a short while ago. So 30 and thriving, right? Look at that. It looks kind of fluffy, right? Oh, I didn't scrape it down at all. I'm just gonna give it a little scrape with this. New. Okay. Ooh, it does feel very fluffy, which I'm excited about. I don't even think it needs to be scraped in this guy because it kind of catches everything off of the edge. Does that look fluffy enough? Very light. What do you think? Yeah? I'm supposed to now add in 3 eggs, one at a time, and beat after each. Do this with one hand. And whoop, there's one. I'll show you one and then I'll just do the rest real quick. Not used to this machinery. This is the last egg. Okay. Last egg, mostly incorporated. Let me see if I can move that. Now I'm adding in 1 tablespoon of vanilla. On low speed, I'm going to add 1/3 of this flour mixture. I'll just eyeball that. I'm just going to turn it on low. Looks like about 1/3. Okay, that looks good. Add in whole milk. How much whole milk? 1/2 cup of whole milk. 1/2 cup. Beating between each step here. 1 more third of flour mixture. Okay. I'm gonna give it a scrape. Smells like cake. Marble cake is always the cake that I ask for my birthday every year, and so I think unconsciously whenever I chose the recipe for this episode, I was thinking about, I was probably still in birthday mode, even though it came and passed already. Really want to taste that, but I'm going to wait. I'm supposed to add 1/2 cup of sour cream. I've heard, aka I've read, that, this is a little too big. This little guy is perfect. Adding sour cream to a cake mixture is supposed to make it impossibly moist. Like you cannot dry it out, which sounds perfect for me. I like the idea of not being able to dry out a cake. Mix that in on low. Just to end with the flour mixture, so this is the rest of our flour. Add that in. Just batter. That looks pretty good because I don't want to mix it too much. There are a few little lumps in there, but I think that's okay. At least that's what it said on box cake mixtures that I've made before. Now, 1 minute. How do you release these bad boys? Right here. There they go. Take this away. Do any of you have a specific birthday cake that you always request every year? Let me know if you do. Do this 1 more fold. Looks so fluffy, almost whipped. Now I'm supposed to put 3.5 cups of this in the cake pan for our layer number 1 before we add in the chocolate, before we marble, and I'm really excited to marble it. Here's my cake pan. Oh. I just realized that I told myself I wanted to try to show you guys more of the steps as I go along, so there will be a lot of awkward random cuts where I'm just showing you. This is after, it was just right after I got done mixing everything before I scoop it into the pan. Okay, this is 3.5 cups of the vanilla batter. I'm trying to spread it relatively evenly. Spreading the love to all the corners of the earth of this pan. Pretty satisfied with that. I think I'm using way too many utensils. I just want to get all of it. Now I have to make the chocolate batter with what's left. So that's what we're going to dollop in to use for our marbling. I need to mix together cocoa powder. This is 3 tablespoons. And some baking S. How much do I need? 1/8 of a teaspoon of baking S. Mix that together. I'm just going to use the same measuring spoon. Now it's time to mix this cocoa powder and baking soda in with the remaining vanilla batter. Probably supposed to beat it, but I think I'm just gonna fold it in. Ooh, how handy, it spins. I don't know why I turned into a weird, like, I sometimes have almost a Sarah Palin side to me that comes out whenever I start filming myself. Hopefully eventually I get a little bit more comfortable with this and stop using weird words like dandy and neato and what did I say earlier? Doodad? I don't know. What do you think? Does that look mixed to you? I think it looks good enough. There are a few little white streaks in there, but I don't want to over mix it, and I still need to add in the melted cooled chocolate. 1 more teaspoon sour cream and our melted chocolate. This is 1 ounce of melted chocolate. Now I'm supposed to dollop large spoonfuls of the chocolate batter evenly all over. Heaped spoonfuls, it says. And I'm just not even gonna think. Gonna channel my inner abstract artiste. Plop them wherever my heart desires. It's kind of therapeutic. Making my own chocolate constellation, and I feel like I just got chocolate on my shirt. I did. You feel it under my arm. This looks interesting. It looks like poop. I'm just gonna say it. Here comes the moment that I have all been waiting for. Time to marble it. I'm gonna try to do it on camera, at least a portion of it anyway. Just supposed to take the butter knife and just drag it through. Does that look marbled enough to you? It looks kind of pretty now, doesn't it? This is the prettiest, you know, it started off as this poop and ended up being a pretty chocolate vanilla thing. Now we are going to bake our marble for 20 to 22 minutes in that 350 degree oven. I will follow up with you once we are at the 20-minute mark and see what it looks like. Ooh. Oh. All right. Our 20-minute timer just went off. I am going to test this. Put a knife down in the middle and see if it's done. I'm gonna touch it first. I want to see. Ooh, maybe, maybe not. Ooh, oh, definitely not. Nope. You see that? Definitely not. I think I'm gonna give it like even more minutes. Like it said 20 to 22, but maybe like 3 more minutes. We'll see. It's been 3 more minutes. It's really interesting how it turned into just kind of a sea of chocolate on top here. Oh yeah, cool. It's coming out. One moment. Here's our baked cake with the 2 giant holes in the middle. I wonder if maybe it was done the first time around, just maybe something about the chocolate was a little extra brownie texture like, but oh, I just remembered I was supposed to tap it several times on the counter before putting it in the oven to get rid of any air bubbles, and I did not do that. So I'll definitely do that next time I make a cake like this. I'm sad I forgot it, because you can see right here there are a few little bubbles and things like that, so there might be a decent amount of little trails going through the inside of the cake, but hopefully not. Looks like it's kind of pulled away from the sides a little bit around here, and it's gotten kind of golden. So I'm going to let this completely cool. I know you want to wait a long time before you ice a cake because we don't want our icing to go everywhere. Speaking of icing, I'm going to make that also. Like I said, I'm going to be making some homemade buttercream. So I'm going to let this cool for a little while, and once it gets closer to being cooled, I'll get started on making my first ever batch of buttercream frosting. Welcome back to 29andBaking episode 4. So I've had a little break while my cake is cooling down. It's been cooling for almost 2 hours now. I kind of felt at the bottom, didn't feel any warmth, and I felt at the top. Doesn't feel very warm anymore, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it's cooled. So yeah, had a little bit of a break, had a bit of a hair wardrobe upgrade, and also a face wardrobe upgrade. I went on a walk. Been reading some of Michelle Obama's book, Becoming, really great, highly recommended. It's very interesting to read about her life and what made her the woman that she is, so definitely read that if you haven't yet. So I'm going to make the frosting now. I'm really excited to make it. I noticed whenever I was trying to find recipes for marble cake on Pinterest, 99% of the recipes included a chocolate buttercream frosting, so I guess that's the most popular frosting to put on marble cake. I really like vanilla buttercream on my marble cake, so I don't know. I still wanted to make vanilla buttercream to go on top, so that's what we're doing today. Sorry world, I'm gonna break the rules and just make what I like. That's the best thing about cooking and baking for yourself, is you can just do it exactly how you want to do it, and eventually you become good at it, and so not only can you make it how you want, you can also make it taste good. So if you'll give me just a second, I'm gonna put you down where you can see what I'm doing and start working on some icing. I have 1 cup of softened butter in here, 2 sticks, just like before. And then the next thing you're supposed to do is add 4 cups of powdered sugar into the mixer, and then you mix it up, I'm assuming on low. I've seen, what can happen if you go a little bit too fast, and we're going to try to avoid that today. So I'm going to put my 4 cups of powdered sugar in here, just like before when we were making the cake, until it's light and fluffy, and then we're going to add in a couple more things and keep mixing it until it becomes icy. I guess I'm supposed to put it all in here, but this is 4 cups of powdered sugar. It's my favorite food. I'm going to lower the troops, make sure everybody's connected. I'm going to start on really low because admittedly I'm pretty nervous. And just, okay, alright, sweet. It's not so bad. Don't know if I should probably turn it up eventually. Let's turn it up, guys. We are making buttercream, everyone. Yeah, look at that. It's getting fluffier every turn. Here in a second, I'm going to add in some milk and some vanilla to flavor it up. Oh my gosh, it's already getting so fluffy. Look at that. Yes, I haven't added the vanilla and the milk quite yet, so I'm going to do that right now. Vanilla. Probably supposed to do this while it's moving, but I just wanted to show you how fluffy it is. It looks like icing. Okay, so I'm gonna beat this for just a second. I'm gonna just again turn it on pretty low speed. I don't want it to go everywhere. And then at this point, you're just supposed to let it go until it is spreadable, which it already looks close to me. So I think I'm gonna let it go just a little bit longer. Not sure what happens if you let buttercream go too long. We won't. Today's not the day to learn that lesson. Let me just switch hands here. What do you guys think? Does it look spreadable? I wish this thing, let me just, do that there. Does this look spreadable to you? I think it looks perfectly spreadable, and it looks quite nice. I would say this is a sparkling success for my first time making buttercream at home. I'm very excited to ice this cake now. I feel like it's a little bit mismatched because the cake is a little bit more yellow toned with this super light icing, but it's gonna taste wonderful. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and start icing the cake. I'm gonna do some big chunks of this and just flap it on there. See if I'm not gonna be able to show you all of it, so that's the idea. I'll be back. Here's my fully iced cake. Looks very plain. I do have some sprinkles in my cabinet, which would probably jazz this up quite a bit, but I don't really want to put sprinkles on it because I don't think I want to eat sprinkles with my marble cake, so we're just gonna have to deal with the plain vanilla-ness of this. But I just use this mini offset spatula to just push the giant globs of icing around to sort of even it out a little bit, and then try to spread it evenly. I noticed the layer of icing is a little bit thin, so that I'm a little bit bummed about. I could always make more if I need it, but I think the next step is to slice into this and have a piece. It is 6:05 p.m., which dinner time, cake for dinner. That's what's here's the cake. So first thing you'll notice is it's more like a chocolate and vanilla layered cake rather than a marbled cake. It just kind of looks like the chocolate is on top. I will say in the photos from the recipe, it did have a similar kind of vibe, so I don't think that I'm completely off base, but I am excited because it's got a really nice texture to it, and there aren't many like holes in it or anything like that. It's very squishy and soft, and it's got the crumb, hold on one second, got a message. The crumb is close together, I guess, and I think it turned out like good cake. I wish I could really show you up close detail. Yeah, so I'm gonna have a bite. This vanilla buttercream. Ooh, look at it. Let's see. Not bad. Not bad. The chocolate, I need another bite. One second. I definitely like it. And I like that the chocolate isn't, it tastes like chocolate. It tastes good. I feel like normally with marble cake it really just kind of tastes like mostly vanilla. And the texture is nice. It's moist. But I definitely think it would be better. This particular cake would be better with a chocolate buttercream. I stand corrected. It would be so much better because the vanilla, the really sweet vanilla buttercream frosting is kind of competing a little bit. With it just feels like too many different, it just doesn't really complement very well. I wish I had more baking vocabulary to describe that. Eventually I will. But the texture's good. It's not like the best cake I've ever had, but it's definitely not the worst either. It's not dry, so I'm happy about that. And if you can see it, yeah, I just think that the vanilla buttercream is a little bit too light and airy. It needs more substance to the icing flavor. That's what it is. It just needs more chocolate. It needs more chocolate depth to it to better complement because there's so much vanilla in it anyway. It was mostly vanilla. That adding more on top, it just feels kind of strange. It's like having an Oreo with just the cookie in the middle and then having icing on both sides. If that makes sense. I don't not like it. It's just freaking me out because I wish that I would have made chocolate buttercream, but now I know. So I do like it. I'm gonna try a bite with just the cake with no icing. it's good. The cake isn't overly sweet. It's just kind of like a nice, like, easy cake. It's not gonna like knock you on your knees. It's not super crazy rich or overly sweet, which I think that's a good thing. It's not like a lot of the birthday cakes that I've had, which are usually very in your face sweet. This one's more kind of subtle, but I do enjoy it. I just need to figure out what to do with the rest of this cake now because I have a whole birthday cake. I need to find some people to give it to. So scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give this I'm gonna give it a 6.2 out of 10. I think if I made some changes, I would definitely want to use obviously chocolate buttercream, and I would want to try to marble it a little bit more so it's not just layers. What else? Yeah. I don't know. That's about it. 6.2 out of 10. It was fun to make. I'm excited that I made my first batch of buttercream. All the individual parts are good. Together, meh. Thank you for watching. I will hopefully have another episode coming soon. I don't know what I'm going to make next, but I would love any suggestions. I'm just gonna finish eating this piece of cake, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.